Um,
You're
should we
right.
fangirl on breast cancer action for a minute?
Yes, that will be great. Let's do that. Um, I Speaking of, I mean, I love breast cancer action. To your point, because we are tackling such um an enormous issue. I mean, we're undertaking a huge feat. And breast cancer is so convoluted. I always say that, you know, it's a powerful storm between economics and our environment and racism and power and sexism. And so those are some pretty large buckets that we're trying to really address in terms of fighting these systems of oppression against, you know, marginalized communities who experience the most disparate impact from breast cancer. Um, and so I think for a question for you, Stacey, is how do you find the strength and the stick to itness to tackle the work that we're doing?
Hmm. I don't even know how to answer that because it's like the fact that I'm here and living and breathing and got to the other side of this thing. Well, not really, right? You never quite get to the other side of it, but the fact that I'm functioning, it's like, how could I not, right? Like once, again, super grateful for all the research, all the treatments, all the, the health insurance I had, all the things, super, super grateful. And, you know, uh, the type of breast cancer I had, triple negative, overwhelmingly hits young women and hits Black women and women of color. And it also happens to be the one that none of the treatments work for, or none of the new, less harsh treatments work for. Like, what's up with that, right? Like, I am a lawyer. I've been trained to navigate systems and advocate for myself, and I was lost, like so lost, at the beginning of my journey, all along the way. Um, and even now, uh, yeah, I feel so compelled to fight, for this issue, because I can, right? Like um, there are women, many, many, too many, who have died. There are women who are, or people who are still struggling, still fighting. There are people who just didn't have it as easy as I did. I had health insurance. I had
Yeah,
disability insurance. I didn't get into financial ruin over this. I could
yeah,
have, I would have. um, so I fight because I can, and I fight because I didn't I didn't see enough fighting for prevention. There's so much great work going on about awareness, whatever that means. I, I mean, it means something. It did. It's had its day. There's a lot of fighting for awareness. There's a lot of fighting for research. There's a lot of fighting for treatment. Um, But what about what, like, really what's causing this? One of my pet peeves, sorry, and then I'll stop talking. One of my pet peeves, it's November as we record, it is now November. And in October, you'd go to these like seminars and they'd say, um, here are the ways to protect yourself against breast cancer. Eat green things, exercise, maintain a healthy weight, blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, yeah, check, 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 check. I've done all those things and I got cancer.
yeah.
Um, it's these individualized factors that popular culture is focused on and not systemic factors. Like, I don't know that the science is there, but like, growing up next to a bus depot, or like for me, growing up near the largest landfill in the world in Staten Island, New York. I don't know if it caused my cancer, but it certainly couldn't help. And
Yeah,
like, we're
exactly.
not talking about that. And instead, it's like you feel like a failure because, like, maybe I didn't eat enough broccoli back in 1992. And so what I love about Breast Cancer Action and what keeps me fighting is to really take a hard look um at the systems that could be causing cancer, and doing our part to clean them up. So
I love that because same, especially um there's there's one thing that I really love, and that's community. And then on the flip side of that, there's one thing that I really hate, and that's bullies. And so for me, bullies for me, industries like the tobacco industry, industries that profit off of the pain and suffering of survivors, and patients and their loved ones, to me just gives me the fuel to keep fighting. And to your point, my oncologist is incredible. My first oncologist retired. I know, but I have a really great oncologist now. Um, and as much as, I love my care team, I do know that they're focused on the treatment, not so much the prevention piece. And so when I would ask, a lot of my providers, like, what could I do to not show up here? They would never give me a direct, answer as to what, I could do to actively stay in remission. Or if they did, it was, the individual, factors. Well, eat better, um, lower stress, exercise, those type things. And we know that, with all of the things that we're holding in our personal lives and our careers, society wise, global wise, there's no way to avoid stress. But then, in terms of telling, people to eat better, but what if your neighborhood doesn't have access to fruits and vegetables? You tell folks to exercise, but what if your neighborhood doesn't have a sidewalk or a greenway or parks? You tell folks to um, you know, use products that may not have all of the toxins in them, but do folks have, the resources to purchase products that may be paraben free and sulfate free? Um, and so these are some of the things that, we um, talk about at Breast Cancer Action that I'm really excited about. Um, the reasons that keep me active and engaged, because I'm always up for a fight against any bully that comes my way.
I
Uh,
never want to be in the ring with you.
listen,
I mean, on your side, yes, not against you.
yes,
You're
exactly.
formidable.
Exactly. But it's, how do we tackle these giants that continue to get in the way of all of us having the best health outcomes that we possibly can have? And so I think Breast Cancer Action is one of those organizations that are just at the forefront of talking about these issues, raising awareness about these issues and concerns, and really wrapping around language in a way that I think is so forward thinking and innovative. Because I tell you, to your point, one of the things that would really bother me is to see corporations in October use the pink ribbon as a way to profit off of breast cancer when some of the ingredients or some of the additives that are in the product are known hormone disruptors. um, it's mind-boggling to me, and I tell people all the time, like, there's no problem with the color pink. I mean, if you need the color pink to give you hope or to help um, give you comfort or to give you the strength to power through, I mean, like, pink power all day. But I do have a problem with you using the color pink to profit off of breast cancer patients are suffering, and contributing to the harms that we see, or contributing to the factors that increase breast cancer in our community.